Hi, I'm Ian McKenzie, and I'm schizophrenic, and I am making a series of videos. This is probably going to be the intro for it. It's basically just explaining how I went from getting diagnosed to living a pretty not so fun life, and figuring my way out of that, and just describing everything that I did to get to that point and how I think it can help you too. This is me. This is my office. That's my business, Objective Digital. I make websites, and I'm living pretty much the life that I want to lead outside of a couple of things that, always looking for improvement. But anyway, hope this helps, and we'll see you in the video. All right, here you are managing your mental illness. You're not panicking, you're curbing your expectations of what your life will be. That's great. I'm always trying to do that for myself, even to this day. The next step, I would say, is to be honest with yourself and do it every single second of the day. I would actually, in order to learn this skill, is watch a lot of stand-up comedy. The best stand-up comics are brutally honest about themselves, and they don't even have a single ounce of fear of admitting it to anyone. And they find the humor in it, and it can be quite relieving and make your life a lot easier when you are honest with yourself, because you know, even mental illness or not, we have a lot of screwy things about us as humans, and it's so much easier to be honest about it, especially with yourself. Uh, Even better if you can be honest about it with others. I know in my life, I lied to myself about things. Just as an example, and this one's fairly inconsequential in the grand scheme of mental illness, but um, I don't like to travel. To be completely honest, I don't. I don't like being on planes. I don't like being on boats. I don't like being on anything that moves faster than a human body should be moving. Um, and I even wrote a poem about it. I'll put a link in the description. But needless to say, I didn't like to travel, and my partner really loves to travel, and I came up with all these excuses for why I didn't like to travel and or didn't want to travel on this vacation or that vacation, and I I yeah, I just didn't like it, but I lied to myself about it. And as a result, I lied to her about it. I would never intentionally lie to her, but I lied to myself, and that led to me lying to her. And it just became this point of contention this whole time. And as it turned out later, what I didn't like about traveling, I mean, there's the usual baggage of being on an airplane and all that kind of stuff, but really, I didn't like going to countries where honestly, like, where being a western white person, pretty much going to countries like Thailand or something, it's almost like you're flaunting your wealth, and to me, as a paranoid schizophrenic, I don't want to be a target. And even if it's safe there, I just have it in my head that I'm just continually thinking that I'm painting a big red circle on my back. And I just didn't like the idea of being in places where, no matter how small the chances are, it just doesn't compute well with my schizophrenia. And I can't be in places where I'm constantly looking over my shoulder. Even as safe as I might be, uh, I don't feel safe, and I'm okay with traveling as long as I'm in places where I feel safe. And so, like Japan, sure, that's fine. Holland, whatever, I don't care. I just somewhere that I'm okay with being. That being said, it's a pandemic right now. We can't travel anyway, and I don't really make enough money to justify traveling to places like that. But regardless, maybe hopefully one day I will have that option, and it's good to have just that one point clarified with each other, because now we're able to connect and communicate on a much better level. But as it relates to mental illness, I could say even just being honest about my sleep habits and the fact that, it's dark out right now. You can't see it, but I mean, the lighting isn't very good in here anyway, but I'm up late all the time and there's nothing I can change about it. I've tried changing my sleep habits for years and years. And I just got to be honest with myself and say, look, I'm going to stay up till 4 a.m. tonight, and there's nothing that's going to change that. And I can try all these things that I can try. It's not going to happen. And the sooner I'm honest with myself about that, the sooner I can shape my life in such a way that is compatible with that unchangeable reality about myself, and start being at peace with it and making my life function around that. So yeah, I think there are so many ways you can be honest with yourself. And those are just two tiny examples. And that's the thing about being honest with yourself. It's not one big profound thing that you're being honest with yourself about. It's just those small things every single day, every single moment that happens. Be honest with yourself about what it is and how you perceive it, and why you're feeling the way you feel about it. And just leave it at that. If you want any more direction than that, I would highly recommend a book called Radical Honesty by Blanton. I'll put a link in the description for that as well. He's he's a colorful writer, but his book definitely helped me a lot. I always thought that I was pretty honest, but I gave the book a read anyway, just out of curiosity, and I would say I'm 100 times more honest after reading that book than I already was. So check that book out, and it's not a sponsorship or anything. I just genuinely enjoy the book. Yeah, that's it for today. It's a little bit longer, but hopefully this helps you on your way to getting out of this schizophrenia and mental illness bullshit. Yeah, that's all. I'm kind of improvising this. Sorry. Outro time. Hi. If you like this video, if you found it useful, if you think anyone else will find it useful, please share it. Praise the algorithm gods. Click the like, click the subscribe, click the bell. Yeah, I'll see you in the next ones. Thanks. Bye.